back everyone to my Let's Play of Final Fantasy II on the Wii Virtual Console. Last episode, Rupes and his companions traveled around the world, and they ended up outside this ruined castle. They're going to explore this ruined castle in this episode. Eblan. This is actually we're going to learn is the home of the ninjas later on, but it's been overrun by monsters. And I guess in their hurry to flee, they left behind a lot of good treasure. So we're going to loot the castle here. The only problem is that 3 of the boxes have monsters inside them, and they're really tough. But with the right strategies, you can beat these monsters. So we have Rupes equipped with the Legend Sword because it's Holy Elemental. And those skulls, the skeletons, they are weak against Holy. They're also weak against Fire, so Yang will do good with Fire Claws equipped. The Staleman in the back, he's weak against Ice, so we're going to have Tellah use an Ice 3 spell to take him out. He can be really annoying because sometimes when he hits you, he can put you to sleep, like he just did there to Yang. The skulls, they can hit you and they can turn you into, they can curse you when they hit you. So that could be a problem as well. I had Sid there at the beginning use a Cure 2 item on Tellah, because you want to keep Tellah alive, because he's going to basically, we're going to need his magic to take out that Staleman in the back, and also then at the end here, if because Yang is knocked out, he wasn't able to contribute with his Fire Claws to taking out the skulls, so we're going to need Tellah's magic to help finish them off. But yeah, we have to keep Tellah alive. He's going to be very important for these upcoming battles. So, sometimes we're going to have Rupes set the cover command on Tellah. Other times we're going to make sure that, because Tellah has weak defense, that he has basically full hit points at all times. That's why I had Sid heal him there. So that... But now we get a Slumber Sword. It's slightly more powerful than the Legend Sword. It's not Holy Elemental though, so... We may equip the Legend Sword at times when we're against enemies that are weak against Holy. Because when you exploit a weakness, you basically do like double damage. So, and you'll end up doing more damage with just that, with exploiting a weakness, than with the Slumber Sword. But the Slumber Sword has the alternate ability to potentially put enemies to sleep. You know, a Slumber Sword. So, that could be pretty useful, in a sense. It's kind of like the Ancient Sword. It doesn't occur all that often, but when it does, it's a good thing to happen. And sleep basically disables the enemy, where curse just lowers its stats. So, nope, I forgot we have to get that treasure chest from the top. So, go around here. There's gonna be a lot of hidden passages here in this way to get the treasure chest. So, kind of gotta walk around and fiddle around the walls. There's the other treasure chests in the right tower have the monsters in the box. So we're gonna get this tower cleared out, and then we're gonna go into the center tower and get the treasure there. And then we'll leave here and make a save. It's important that you probably save before doing the right tower and getting those treasure chests, because like I said, the monsters are tough there. And if the battle doesn't necessarily go in your favor the first few rounds, you're probably gonna get wiped out. Yeah, these enemies are... We shouldn't be fighting these enemies until much later in the game. But, it's good experience to get right now, and like I said, with the right strategies, it is possible to defeat these enemies, so... This will allow us to eventually also get enough money to buy that silver armor for Rupes. We're gonna get another silver armor. We can get that off screen after all the battle, after we finish looting all this stuff. But yeah, definitely clear out and then go out and make a save before going on to the right tower. Because actually, when I did this, it's a good thing I made the save, because the monsters, the second battle, wiped me out. So, because both of the battles, these battles that are coming up, basically in order to win them, you're going to have to get a status ailment inflicted on the enemies. So we use a tent here to get Tellah back his MP. Since Tellah only ever has 90 MP, tents will be fine to restore all his MP. Make that save. And then we're going to head back into the right tower. So, and And the first status we're going to really have to worry about inflicting is we're going to use Tellah's Change Rod, that one that we found in Mist. So it's another good reason why we wanted that rod. Changed everything into pig. And like I said, when we changed the guards into pigs back in Baron, they can still hit you for good damage, but they can't use special abilities. And the 3 enemies we're about to fight in the treasure chest over onto the right, they have a counterattack, a different counterattack. There's a Lamia enemy. When you attack it, it will counterattack with a charm spell. And the Black Cat enemies in the front, they counter with this Bluster spell. And the Bluster spell either will paralyze your character or have instant death on them. So the first thing I wanted to do is I wanted to cover Tellah there, so that he doesn't get knocked out before he can turn everybody else into pigs. Now, they're still going to hit hard. As you can see, they're still taking a decent amount of damage off of our characters. But when they use their counterattacks, like the Bluster there, it won't work. And then the Lamia, once you start attacking the Lamia, you'll notice that it'll try to charm us but because it's a pig, all those special attacks don't work. So it basically makes this battle winnable. Now, it'll still be tough because, you know, these guys are they're hitting pretty hard. Like I said, that's why we wanted to cover Tellah, so he can charm these things and then he can heal everybody up. So yeah, heal up for the most part. If you have an option to heal anybody, Rupes, say if multiple people are in critical hit point range, heal Rupes first, because he has that auto cover ability. So as long as he's at full hit points, he'll start covering some of the other people who are weaker. So right now, so he's like a little less than half, but he's still decent. He gets about 2 or 3 hits. So but yeah, see that charm ain't gonna work. Charm is very deadly because basically it turns your characters. You lose control of them, and they basically start attacking, your other party members. So, one thing you could do is, one of the ways to get off of the charm spell is you could hit your own characters with a weak attack. So, like, say if Rupes was charmed, I could maybe hit him with Tellah, or I can, like, say, take Sid's hammer off and just hit with the fists. So any damage then removes the charm effect. But we get a Drain Spear. Drain Spear is like the Blood Sword from Final Fantasy II, the NES one, where it deals damage, and a percentage of the damage that you deal will go back and heal the character wielding the weapon. The problem that the Drain weapons, there's a Drain Sword as well in this game. The problem with the Drain weapons in this game is they tend to have very low accuracy. So even though you think it would be great, to be able to heal yourself and attack at the same time, most of the time when you attack with them, you're going to be missing. So you're not really getting the healing bonus off of them. So it's just a weapon that I'll probably end up selling, not ever going to use. Because by the time that we get Jarvis back in our party to use the spears, there's going to be elemental spears that he'll be using that are exploiting weaknesses that'll be better than just the healing. So now we got these Mad Ogres. They are really strong and they have really, really good defense, both magical defense and physical defense. I put Rupes in the back row because now he takes half damage from attacks, and I'm going to have him be covering Tellah, because Tellah is basically the only way we're going to win this battle. And the only way we're going to win this battle is if Tellah can inflict the size status ailment on these Mad Ogres. Basically that reduces their attack down to 1 and also lowers their defense. So we'll actually be able to deal decent damage, and they will only be able to hit us for 1 hit point if the size hits. Luckily, they don't have a very good resistance to the size spell, so most likely it's going to work. So yeah, we got, the first time, like I said, when I went through this, the size spell didn't work. So the Mad Ogres, you know, they just ended up wiping our characters out. So that's why I said it was important to make that save. Now the virus spell isn't going to do a lot of damage here, because like I said, it lowers their physical defense, it lowers their attack power, it doesn't lower their magic defense at all. But potentially sometimes the bio spell can poison the enemy, and so my hope was that the bio might poison that Mad Ogre, and then it'd be like having a hit point leak. It would be losing hit points every so often, but it didn't work out. Also tried an instant death spell on the middle one, but didn't work out as well. But as you see, once you get them reduced down to size, the battle's pretty much over. We're, you know, gonna win. It's just that I was trying to speed it up a little bit by poisoning and maybe potentially knocking one of the ogres out. But yeah, now their hit points, I mean, their defense is low enough that we can actually deal some decent damage to them, and their physical attacks aren't gonna hurt us. They're only taking like 1 hit point off. That's how you win this. They have a lot of good drops. The Zeus's Gauntlet, pretty powerful gauntlet. Better than anything we have right now. Strength Armor is also good because it increases the character's strength. And like I said, with the stats, strength, every 8 points of strength can help add an attack modifier to your characters to do more damage. So that could, you know, potentially increase your damage output by a lot, depending if it gives you that like magic number, you know, a multiple of 8. Usually those things give you like a multiple of 5, so usually it's like +5 to strength. So yeah, we get an elixir. So there's a full hit point and magic point heal. But that is Elben Castle. Managed to clear everything out. And we have the airship, so there's a few other enemies here around here that we're gonna fight. But before I fight those enemies, probably want to make a save, and we can hop right up to the north here to Baron to heal up. The inn is right outside of Baron town, so we just hop right in. Agards is probably a little closer to Elben there, where we're gonna be fighting, but their inn is in the upper right of the village. So it actually takes longer than to walk in the village and walk to the inn. Where Baron's in here is like pretty much right at the entrance of the town. So this is probably the quickest way, like I said, to go heal up. I'm gonna want that those hit points and magic points back, because just like the enemies in the castle there, the enemies on the outside are going to be pretty tough, but they're all manageable except for one. One is pretty tough, and we're going to see how tough it is, just because it's a very fast enemy and it hits twice, so it's fast and double attacks, so it makes it deadly. So I made a save here, and I pulled Rupes back to the front. And now I'm just going to walk around and get into some random encounters here, and once again, status ailments are going to be the way to win some of these encounters. Walk around here. And I get all the enemies here except for one, but it's a guaranteed encounter later on. It's called the treasure chest. So and we got these huge cells here. These are just like those cells back in the underground waterway, where if you attack them and you don't defeat them in one hit, or like put them to sleep or something like that, they will counter with a remedy which heals themselves up. So what you have to do, and they'll run away after a little bit as well. So what you have to do is you have to basically turn them into Toad. And Toad basically rewrites their AI script. So now if they try to retreat, they can't retreat, and if they try to heal with that remedy spell, it won't work because they're Toad, and that prevents that remedy effect from taking place. So these are good guys to grind on. They give pretty good experience because they're kind of like the metal slimes of Dragon Warrior, where like they give better experience than most enemies around, but they run away, so they flee frequently. So now this is the toughest enemy, the rock up there. As you can see, it goes really, really quick. It's going to outspeed most of our characters, and it attacks twice a turn, and it hits hard. And I get very unlucky here because the hope is that, you know, Rupes can use that slumber sword to potentially put it to sleep. But don't get lucky. The rock babies are just really annoying. They will fall to basically one hit. They only have 50 hit points. So you might be tempted to take them out first, just to lower the amount of enemies attacking you. But like I said, that rock, really dangerous enemy. So I kept trying to take it out first, trying to get it put to sleep. Yeah, even with in the back row taking half damage, knocked Tellah out real quick. So I accidentally selected the wrong targets there, but okay, I took out the two rock babies. Now we're just going to focus all-out attack on the rock, because we just don't have any way to heal Rupes to have Rupes keep covering. And yeah, basically Rupes and Yang are at the point where they get one more hit, they'd be done, so we got lucky there. Just gonna have to use one of our life things to get Tellah back on his feet, and then we can use Tellah's magic to get Sid back on his feet, so yeah, unfortunately Tellah and Sid didn't get experience for that fight, but you know, they're gonna be the ones who aren't gonna be in the party the longest. I mean, Yang and Rupes are gonna be in for a while. Where Tellah will leave next, and then Sid will leave after that. So it's okay that they necessarily didn't get the experience. One good thing though is that like party members who will join in the future, like so I mentioned Jarvis not too long ago, Georgie, Lily, when they rejoin the party, any experience that we're gaining in these battles here is going to go to them, so that keeps them like at a similar level to what our characters would be. So that's nice. Now we're gonna go get the rest of the enemies here. Well, most of the rest of the enemies. The only one I don't meet is the Flame Dog, but like I said, that guards a treasure chest in an upcoming dungeon, so we're guaranteed to meet it. The annoying thing with the Flame Dogs is they have an ability called Blaze, which deals damage based on how many hit points they have. So the more hit points they have, the more damage Blaze is going to do. So you want to try to deal damage to them as quick as possible. We want to take the Fire Claws off of Yang, give him the Ice and the Lightning Claws, because the Flame Dog is weak against Ice, and another enemy here that we have to encounter is also weak against Ice. Mainly the Black Lizard there in the back. The Ironbacks there in the front, you'd think they'd be tough, but they're pretty weak. They fall pretty much for one hit, so they look armored, but they're very squishy. The Ironbacks, the Black Lizards, they're a little bit tougher. They can counter with a Petrify, a slow petrification. It takes a few turns for you to turn into stone, so you should be able to defeat them pretty quickly. Hit them with an Ice spell before you turn into stone. Now, their drop there, the Medusa Sword, they're only one of two enemies that drop the Medusa Sword, the other being the Medusa enemy. It's a little stronger than the Slumber Sword that Rupes has right now, and it can turn an enemy into stone. So, but the problem is, it's really hard to get that because, there's only a 1 in 64 chance that an enemy drops an item, and then you also have to encounter figure in the drop rate. Rare items are 1 in 256, so yeah, if you're trying to farm for rare items like that, you basically only want to fight the enemies that drop it. So like if you ran into any battle that didn't have Medusa or Black Lizard in it, you would just run away from it. So that way you're only fighting battles with that enemy that can drop something. So, and that's how I basically farm the rare stuff for when I do the bonus episode in my test run, where I have all the items. So I'll show off all the items and stuff, and including the extra summons. So, but that's a long way away. Right now, this is the end of this episode. Off screen, I'm gonna go grab that silver armor for Rupes, and then we'll get head to Troy in the next episode. Take care, have a good one. Thanks for following along. Bye.